But it makes you really ill, and apparently someone had been sick, and it was floating around. They were going, okay, when the plane levels out and it stops, who's it going to... I think Paxton bore the brunt of that on Facebook. And he was great, and also him and Frakes would talk the space arguments that they'd have about.
Well, Bill had a huge folder of NASA technological kind of information. That he kind of a lot of the kind of techno speak in the film comes from Bill kind of flicking through his NASA manual, going, what word should I use?
You never say that.
There's a younger Thunderbirds fan. Stand up and speak loud.
How do you float in Thunderbird 5?
Cranes. we were each attached to a crane, and for each of us the attachment was in a different place. I think mine was in my side, and they rotated. So on the pivot itself you rotated, and then the crane moved as well. But your head and your arms are hanging heavy, so you had to sort of give the effect that you were floating. Not better. You were floating.
Lex, can we show him? Come up. I wasn't there, you two were there. You show him as best you can how you did it. Right, well, we'll have to teach
After 3 hours of that, you really start to notice how heavy it was. The next day, we all came into work.
But Bill did a lot of his close-ups by just doing this in front of the camera. Well, you've got to say, I bet there's about a dozen women here that thought, I wish I'd asked that question. Any more? Yeah, one from the back. A budding actor.
Is it organised Michael Blake in the Versace gallery dressed as international wrestler?
That was me and Bill. We were filming down on the South Bank, and it was really boring because they were taking ages and ages to set up the shots and everything because there were so many extras involved. And Bill has a kind of very kind of anarchic energy to him, and he was just getting more and more kind of bored. And we were stuck in a car park at the back of the Millennium Gardens. And he just said to me, he said, "Isn't the Versace gallery around here?" I said, "Yeah, it's just down the embankment." So he went, "Come on." We're wearing Thunderbirds. He was like, "It doesn't matter." And I kid you not, we walked past the London Eye and all that sort of stuff. No one blinked. That's London for you. But we didn't go intending to flag our way in, but we got there and we both looked at each other and went, "We haven't got any pockets. We haven't got any money. What are we gonna do?" And he used his American charm. They let us in. One at the front, young lady.
Did you do much research for the part?
Lots.
You went to Blockbuster.
Yeah, so I mean, we watched a lot of the original series and read a lot all the books that were out.
So I got loads of books and toys.
Yeah, I mean, we look like obsessives, I guess.
There's none of those here.
But loads of so that was a great part of it, actually. I mean, to actually have a reason to spend your entire week watching episodes of Thunderbirds.
Walking like a puppet.
And yeah. But
I mean, that was obviously, I know you said that sounded cheap, but you must have been sick of that from people.
Yeah. But it's gonna happen.
How are we doing for time? Can anybody tell me? Because I'm just enjoying myself so much.
Yeah, let's stay.
How long have I got more then? I'll just keep going, right? Anyway.
After the first couple of weeks, I'd never heard any more box office numbers, and it's been a long time. I just wondered if anybody's got any more, final totals.
I don't think there were any box office.
I don't know.
It actually did all right in the end, I think.
I think the major problem was the
DVD
release against Shrek and Spider-Man 2. They're huge franchises and they're fabulous films as well. And it's a real struggle if they're kids' films. If you're a parent and you've got to take your kids want to go to the cinema, and there's a choice of 3 films, and you know that they've got the Spider-Man lunchbox and they've got the Shrek doll, why do you want to introduce them to another franchise? So I think we suffered a bit at box office in terms of when it was released, unfortunately.
I mean, despite how things have turned out, and you can lie through your teeth, but you've enjoyed it so far? You felt comfortable here?
Oh, God, yeah.
So, given what has happened previously, if you were both to be approached to reprise the roles again for a sequel, would you be game on?
Of course.
Oh, yes.
That was probably the most upsetting thing, was the thought that might be jeopardised because of what happened with the box office and the response,
Because I mean,
critical response and whatever. But it's just such a pity because there's so much mileage there to really, just learn from the mistakes that were made in the first one, to get it, to be given the opportunity to get it right wasn't great.
Please, the lady in the front.
I understand for these roles, in order to flesh out the Tracy brothers, they put you all through some pretty rigorous physical training, for which I'd just like to say on behalf of loads of women, thank you. Good job.
I appreciate it.
And there's an indoor pool here at the hotel if you'd like to reenact it. That'd be great, thanks.
I don't think it looked quite the same.
We need a pink lilo.
I volunteer.
I think two of the characters that by and large most people, I remember at the time we said, were bang on the money, Parker and Penelope. Do you want to talk about Ron and Sophia?
They were brilliant. I mean, with a double act like that, it's all about the chemistry, and they just completely had it. They were also the best written parts, I've got to say.
Richard Curtis?
Yeah, he came in and he doctored their scenes. So you notice when you see the film that the dialogue's really sharp in those scenes and very witty, and you can tell that Richard Curtis is behind that. And they played it brilliantly. I mean, they're both great comic actors.
Ron,
and they're great friends, so they really work well together.
For a better.
I think many people say that Parker, short of getting into kind of bizarre prosthetic makeup, which just doesn't work and makes it too cartoon-like, he was as close that any poor man could possibly look. Although he clearly doesn't look like that in real life, but just the kind of the way he held his face and the eyebrows, it just worked.
Brilliant.
I mean, he was okay, it was just get 5 good-looking blokes, they'll work. And this really ugly, terrible man. I'm just saying, that is the spec.
I think it's honestly one of the highlights of his career. He really loved playing the part.
Ron's an amazing actor. He's been around for a long, and his career has just been phenomenal.
And he's in the West End now. So
yeah, he is, him and Ralph Little.
Talking of what he's doing, let's get up to date with what you guys are doing at the moment and what you're looking to be doing in the near future. So, please.
I've got 2 things that should be out next year: a film called Minotaur and a film called Flyboys. Minotaur's sort of loosely based on the Theseus and the Minotaur story, but really just an excuse for a sort of teen horror film, basically. But that was great fun. That's got Rutger Hauer in it, and Tony Todd, and Tom Hardy. And then Flyboys, which has Phil Winchester as the lead in that. And I've got a small part in that, but it was good to work with Phil again. And I'm off to India to do Sharp with Sean Bean. So that's next.
You've got stuff in the department, and you're theatering.
I'm theatering at the moment. I'm going to make a very brief cameo appearance as Prince Andrew just before Christmas in an ITV drama about Charles and Camilla. playing Prince Andrew at 18. And I'm just tomorrow start the technical rehearsal for a play at Southwark Playhouse again, where I was at the beginning of the year. Hence the kind of odd beard. I'm playing a rather evil character.
Well, I don't quite know how we're doing for time, but I'm sure a few people are looking to speak to you a little bit more intimately. There's a signing session. I believe it's immediately, or almost immediately. You can have a wash and brush up if you want. But Dominic and Lex, thank you very much.